Well, in case somehow, some way you wasn't aware, the Christmas holiday season is upon us, which means here comes the films. My first one this year that we're going to review is called EXmas. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film EXmas, which will be arriving on Amazon Freevee November 17th. So this film stars Robbie Amell alongside of Leighton Meester, which truthfully was a duo that I didn't know I needed until I saw this, and they're truly the success of this film. And like, I do like a lot of the supporting characters. I think if you cannot buy into their love little situation that they got going on, which I will explain in a second, it doesn't work. And you know, I really believe in Robbie when it comes down to this. Obviously a huge fan of Upload, so we already see what he's doing on that series with Andy. And I think Andy Arlo, and with that, I'm like, yeah, well, Robbie, you put him in any type of romantic comedy or just romantic whatever, it's going to work. You know what I mean? But yeah, truly, him and Leighton, I think they just did a really good job. And he plays the character Graham, Leighton plays the character Ali, and they are on the verge to get married because they are engaged. Well, yeah, well, they were because they called it off. And with them calling it off, the holiday seasons always typically get kind of weird in these scenarios. You know what I mean? But Graham decides to go back home for the holidays, which means he goes back to his parents, sisters, all the other folks there collectively, as most people do spend the holidays with their family, only to find out that Ali's there. And like, well, they invited her because they figured she didn't have anywhere else to go, so why not? Which I can see the good in that, but also that is super problematic for a couple that were on the verge of getting married that are now calling it off, that truly had some conversations that had not been had. So you bring in the drama and thus commence the battle of the exes here during the holiday Christmas season. So, you know, these two exes, they battle out for the family to decide who gets to stay through Christmas Day, because one must go, one can stay, and it is chaotic. So as I mentioned, like, the two leads here, they really make this work. But there are a lot of other supporting characters that I enjoyed, and also, you know, names and faces on this project that you may be familiar with. One being Michael Hitchcock from Puppy Love, Catherine Greenwood from Who Line Is It Anyway, what happens to be one of my favorite series, and they are the grandparents. So like, they just work really, really good. I just gonna just throw that out there right now. But there's so many other folks as well too that you will see attached to this project that you're like, ha, I know who that is, and they definitely all bring their extra little sparkle of comedy to it. But let's just keep it 100 here. These films are always campy, always predictable. Yeah, they give you that feel-good story, but yeah, this one is no different, you know. And most of these Christmas romantic comedies are all following the same suit. So, you know, do not expect for this one to reinvent the wheel. It is campy, so yes, some jokes will land, some jokes won't. There's very exaggerated personalities across the board, which definitely just heightens the campiness. And again, some of those characters work, some of them don't. And when they don't, they're kind of annoying. But hey, it is what it is. But it's an easy watch because you've done seen this film over and over many, many times, and that's not a problem because people consume these things, you know. And certainly with our leads, who I think that's really the special catalyst to, is that they work so good together. Because like, yeah, when they're together, you believe in a romance, but the battle, you also believe in that as well too. And I also wanted to say that, like, they wear that competition face very good in this, so you root for whoever you want to root for very convincingly. But you know, when you take a glimpse into their situation, you ultimately know that they're just one conversation away from like making this all right. So there's a lot of mask wearing, a lot of people faking it in this, that, you know, also just involves your investment into the plot of this story. But it's a very simple film, man, and I think it's a good film to kick off the holiday season. For the folks who's ready for it, me who loves more spooky season, I'm not so ready to hear Mariah Carey everywhere I go. If you are and you've already got your Christmas tree up in November, this is for you. So put it in. It is on Amazon Freevee, so that as you can hear and or read, Freevee, so free. Check it out, November 17th. It's definitely a good one, and whether it is your cup of tea or not, it's definitely worth a watch for you to sort of assess your own review or reaction to it. So, but yeah, check it out, folks. Let me know in the comments when you do, and as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.
I do this.